Good morning. We're starting out with a pretty sunrise and a couple of clouds in Springfield. It is 73 degrees. On south winds, partly cloudy, some sprinkles up in north central Arkansas, but for the most part, we've got a dry and warm start, waiting for these remnants of a meltdown to get closer to the Ozarks. They push to the north and arrive as we head through the day today. Again, just a warm start out there this morning with temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. By dismissal, much cooler than yesterday because of the clouds and rain. 83 degrees will be about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday. For those Friday night football games, the guys will be at Lamar at Monette. A couple of showers and storms to start, and then I think we'll see a drying trend through the game with mostly cloudy skies. So showers and storms arrive south and west by about noon. They pull up into the Ozarks as we head through the day today. Temperatures warmer north and east where you get the rain last. Maybe a storm tonight, a few storms possible tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a temperature of 83 degrees. For the weekend, Saturday would be the better half. We'll keep a chance of storms, but it won't be a washout where you're looking at just a handful of storms there. The front actually comes through on Sunday, so we'll have more widespread rain and thunder, probably thicker cloud cover. Temperatures cooler in the upper 70s. That seasonal stretch lingers into early next week. Temperatures still a little bit above average, but no 90s in the 7-day forecast. Joe, Lauren.
All right, thank you, Elisa. The city of Springfield is making an effort right now to help job growth, among other factors, to build upon. The Chamber of Commerce and 84 others in the public and private sector are in Lexington, Kentucky, to learn what they can apply here. Lexington is of a similar demographic to Springfield, and the focus on the trip will be to improve diversity and workforce development. They also plan to observe a few community events and add more to them here in town.
In this morning's medical coverage, the deadly effects of vaping have now taken the life of a Missouri man in his mid-40s. He died this week in St. Louis after beginning to vape just a few months ago. This is now the 8th vaping-related death in the U.S. The CDC also released yesterday that more than 500 people have been battling lung injuries likely linked to vaping. This St. Louis man developed mild respiratory symptoms sometime last month, and those conditions worsened until his passing this week. The Department of Health and Senior Services started requiring reports of possible vaping illnesses late last month. Since then, it's received 22 reports from across the state. So here's a look at some of that data and some of the symptoms that have been reported. They include coughing, shortness of breath, nausea, fatigue, fever, even weight loss, as well as an elevated heart rate. The CDC advises anyone experiencing these symptoms to seek medical care.
Putting crime into focus for you, a woman charged in a police officer's death in Clinton, Missouri, will be sentenced later this afternoon. Tammy Widger is charged with second-degree murder in the death of Officer Christopher Morton in March of 2018. Prosecutors say Widger and a man named James Waters were selling drugs at a house in Clinton when police officers were mistakenly dispatched to the house and Waters opened fire on them. Widger pleaded guilty in August. Also a story with your right to know, an Illinois man is drowned after falling off of a dock on Lake of the Ozarks Wednesday. He was suffering from a medical issue when the incident happened. He was pulled from the water before Highway Patrol arrived, but did not survive.
A new phone scam is circulating in Newton County. This time when a caller reaches a victim, they claim someone's social security number has been compromised. Then someone posing as law enforcement is added to the call and attempts to get personal information from the victim while pretending to help fix the situation. The Newton County Sheriff says it's all a scam, and if you think you've been a victim, you should call that number right there on the bottom of your screen to get to the sheriff.
And some political coverage for you. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg met with President Trump in D.C. yesterday. Part of his push is to bridge a divide between the social media site and policymakers, as many of them have grown suspicious of its reach. Zuckerberg also met with congressmen, including Senator Josh Hawley, who had a big ask for Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg and I sat down. We had a good meeting. We had a frank discussion. Look, I mean, my concerns about Facebook and their business model and their business practices are well known, and I vocalized those in today's meeting. And, you know, I said to him in particular, I mean, when it comes to market concentration and the data privacy, I mean, Facebook is, here they've got WhatsApp, they've got Instagram, they've got Facebook Messenger. And my concern is that they are trying to integrate data across all of these platforms, taking it without people's consent, using it without their knowledge. So I said to him, prove that you're serious about data, sell WhatsApp, and sell Instagram.
Hawley also talked about allegations of anti-conservative bias at Facebook. A source close to these meetings says Zuckerberg will meet members of the House Judiciary Committee today.
Around the Ozarks, with the first official day of autumn just a few days away, fall festivals in the Ozarks have already kicked off.
That is right, and Hannah Zettel joins us this morning to tell us about some festive options to choose from this weekend.
Well, that's right, and even though it might not feel like fall, there are still plenty of ways to get in the spirit of the season without putting on a jacket. In historic downtown Branson, folks can check out the Autumn Days Arts and Crafts Festival. In addition to kettle corn, pie, and root beer, over 80 vendors will be selling handmade items, home decor, clothing, and more. Musical performances and pets up for adoption will also be on site. According to Jessica Luthart with the Downtown Branson Association, while the 46th annual Autumn Days is pushing through warm weather now, it's a great opportunity to find unique items for the fast approaching holidays.
Well, it's about preparing. We know the fall's coming. We know the cooler temperatures are coming, so definitely you need to be ready because it's coming. And you can find a lot of great stuff here for Christmas shopping, the fall, getting ready for that for your own home or for presents for other people.
If you want to check out Autumn Days, it starts today at 9 a.m. and again tomorrow at 9 a.m. It's right behind Dick's 5 and Dime in downtown Branson. And if you'd like to stick to the Springfield area, Cider Days kicks off with a concert tonight at 6 at Jordan Valley Park. Mansfield, Marionville, and a couple other places are hosting events too. You can find those details on ozarksfirst.com.
All right, Hannah, thank you. We also have some more local news for you. League of Women Voters will be hosting a panel discussion on voting rights later today. The panel will be held at Midtown Carnegie branch of the Springfield Public Library. The event is free to the public and begins at 11.
Some more local news now for you this morning.
It is less safe for a highway worker now than before the addiction of handheld devices while driving and the distraction that those cause.
Those words you're hearing are from MoDOT engineer Andy Miller. He and several others spoke at the 7th Annual Day of Remembrance yesterday. It's a ceremony to memorialize the 22 fallen MoDOT workers in southwest Missouri who have died on roadways. No new names have been added in the last 2 years to that list, and MoDOT wants it to stay that way. But a major factor with workers and motorists is still a consistent problem.
We emphasize safety more and more every year for our own employees, but sometimes it feels like we're pushing against a tidal wave of distracted driving. We did have one of our employees involved in an accident this morning down in Branson, and he's doing okay, but he's injured, he's in the hospital, and it reminds us that our workers are in harm's way with their jobs every single day.
Miller says make sure you pay special attention to the speed limits in work zones to keep both MoDOT workers and your family safe.
One quick trend to mention for you this morning happening all over the world is strikes on climate change. Employees, students walking out all around the world in an effort to show that they're demanding change on a climate crisis. And they're telling politicians and their bosses just that. This is in Sydney, I believe. Protests also happening, or this is in Hong Kong. But Sydney, Australia, also a major one.
All right, something to watch out for today, right?
There will be a strike in Springfield on Sunday.
That's right. One last check of our forecast as well before we run out here.
A little bit cooler out there today, 83 by dismissal, a couple of showers and storms from Imelda. We keep a storm chance through the weekend. I like Saturday better than Sunday, but neither day a washout.
All right, thanks for joining us this morning. Don't forget, you can catch the latest news on Ozarks Fox AM.